Welcome to Local Business Spotlight, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me today is Morgan Hill from Hill & Hill Financials. Today we're talking all about investing and income. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Always great to see you, Troy.
Nice to see you as well. What is an in-service transfer and how does it relate to someone's 401k?
You bet. Certainly it's been very turbulent, a lot of things going on. We've been getting lots of contact and calls. First, for folks who are over 59 and a half, many companies allow what's called an in-service transfer, very specific language. What it allows you to do is say, I'm going to stay employed, I'm going to stay contributing, maybe my employer does a matching, but I can tax-free roll out my 401k while I remain in service into a traditional IRA. And people then say, well, why would you do that? You want to make sure that's a good move for you. That's the first thing. But many times there could be options in a 401k that may or may not be available in an IRA, and people may want to take advantage of an IRA strategy, et cetera, as they might be in that home stretch getting ready towards retirement. So in-service transfers, often people don't know that it's an option, and it's one that I think is worthy of exploring if it's in your best interest.
Well, is this something that I would need to ring a professional like you to go over what is the best option? Because you said there was no tax implications
Correct.
For me to do this. What happens if my employer is still contributing into your, like matching your dollar? I know they only do a percentage.
You bet. It doesn't have any impact whatsoever.
Okay.
So the first that, at the risk of sounding self-serving, we do think it's important to work with a professional
Yes.
for a couple of reasons. One, we've been in touch with sometimes the custodian, the home office of the 401k, and there could be one person who says, well, we don't allow that. Then we ring up someone else and they go, oh, yes, we do, because it's not necessarily well known. And so someone who might be new to the job may go, I didn't know that was available. The other is there are very specific forms that you want to make sure that you fill out, that it goes from the 401 into a IRA, and this is a tax-free transfer. Oftentimes there's a review that you should do to make sure this is a good move for you. If it's in your best interest, this in-service would be a good idea. If it's not, we may want to leave it where it is. So there's some analysis once we understand what it is versus, oh, I'm just going to go do it. And people may get tripped up, et cetera. So we do say it's worth exploring, and we do think it's worth having a conversation
Yeah,
about.
look, this is everyone sitting at home watching this interview. This is why you need a man like this on your side, because he gives such important information. One of our viewers wrote in about this conversation. They wanted to ask you, when someone is given an option on a pension, to roll it over to a different custodian or receive a monthly check, what factors should be considered to make the right decision for oneself? It's important.
It's huge. And we deal with this a lot. There are many companies who offer pensions, these defined benefit plans. You work for the company for 25 years, they give you a nice pension.
A lot of that's going away, though, isn't it?
A lot of it's going away, and we deal with this a lot where people say, well, they gave me the option, should I leave it or should I move it? And so we actually do some pretty detailed analysis. The key thing that you want to look at is, what's the payout? What's the survivor benefit? If somebody passes away, could it go to people other than a surviving spouse? And what's the dollar figure? There are times where the dollar figure payout from the employer might be actually fantastic. Leave it. There are times where they'll freeze the pension and say, we're not going to do anything for the next 5 years, so whatever its value now is whatever the value will be later. And that could be a problem. So we do some analysis on that to make sure the best solution fits the client.
Morgan, always great information. I've got so many more questions. I can't even get to it.
Thank you so
much. If you want to find out more information, there it all is up on the screen for you. Been chatting away with Morgan Hill from Hill & Hill Financials. Back after this short break.